Welcome to Uping Stock Trend Prediction channel. So in this video, I will talk about a huge spike of Tesla data, Tesla stock price this week. So if you can capture this kind of a huge spike, the significant increase in the Tesla stock price this week, nobody wants to miss this kind of a good opportunity to make a good and significant profit. So if you are interested in this kind of analysis, you can subscribe Uping stock trend prediction video. So that kind of Uping stock trend prediction channel has a lot of valuable information. So you can also watch the whole video of this video, and then you will get a better idea about what I'm talking about. So let's go to the Tesla data. TSLA actually is already in the Tesla. This is the Tesla daily data, and this is the Tesla weekly data, and this is the Tesla 60 minutes chart. So that means for daily chart, each vertical bar is a daily real-time data, and the left tick is the opening, and this is the high, this is the low, and this is the closing. So today is September 25th, Saturday. So this is Monday, September 20th, Monday this week. So you see this opening price on Monday is opened low. It's much lower than the last week's price data. So at this kind of opening, so many people will be panic, will be scared, and don't know if they need to buy or when to buy, or if they want to sell, because maybe they are afraid and they are panicking, and then said maybe it will continue to crash. So this is open low, and also has a fluctuation of the on Monday's data, and the high low. You can see this kind of low value reaches the another layer of the minimum value prediction. This is a dotted line. So you can see it matches this very well, and then it started to rebound and started to increase the price. And as I talked about in the previous videos, so this kind of a trend line, the blue trend lines are relatively the low price region in the for the minimum value prediction, and this yellow trend line is a kind of the resistance trend line, the maximum value prediction. So you can see on Monday it has this kind of low price, and then on the Tuesday it opened high. The closing price of on Monday is still below this kind of low minimum value trend line, and then the next Tuesday, it opened in another band, in a higher price region band, and then it's a very good indication for the stock to increase the price. So you can see the stock price increased, and also the average value increased, and also stock price fluctuated in the another band, a higher level band, and then it closed still below this the low value, this the higher minimum value trend lines, and then on Wednesday it opened still higher than this, the closing price of the Tuesday, and also it's above this trend lines. It's moved to another band, and then that's a good indication that the stock price will continue to increase and will fluctuate in this band. So it is still have the bull market trend. So the trend is still increasing, and then on Thursday it's also opened high and then fluctuated, and then you can see this finally after a few days trials, and finally it reaches this maximum value predicted by this yellow trend lines. It matches very well. You can see this matches very well, and on Friday it opened low at this low trend line, the blue trend line. During this kind of a time, a lot of people probably will be very panic, and because they think it's suddenly have such a significant decrease in stock price, so they may concerned, and then they may think about maybe the stock will continue to drop, or kind of they will crash or something like that. So a lot of people probably they want to sell the stock at this time, but actually it's opened low, but it's still above this trend line, minimum trend line. So it's still have a good momentum and a good indication of the increasing trend. And you can see on Friday it continuously to have the kind of increasing trend, and its stock price fluctuated between this higher price region, and the final value is still reaches the maximum value predicted by these trend lines. So if you can take a look at the 60 minutes chart, that where you have take a much closer look. So maybe I can switch this chart to 60 minutes chart, so that will be bigger and easier. And so this is a 60 minutes chart, and you can see on Monday, that's September 20th, and right now this is September 22nd. And then if you go back and it goes to the September 20th, this is the September 20th data. This is September 20th during the first hour. That's a September, so September 20th. So you can see it opened at a very low price, and then because this opened low below this kind of a low price trend line, so it's a bad sign to have some kind of momentum to fluctuate below this kind of a region. So you can see during the next hour it's still below this trend lines, but you can see this kind of additional lower level of minimum value prediction predicted by this dotted line. It tracked this kind of a low price of the fluctuation very well, and also when it fluctuated during this second hour on Monday, you can see this maximum value of that hour exactly matches this kind of trend line, so minimum value trend line. But at that time, this minimum value trend line, the support trend line, for the typical case, that becomes a kind of a resistance at that time, at that hour. So the next hour, it opened high, a little bit high, and then moves to the next region between these two trend lines. So when it moves to this lower, to another band, to this higher price band, it started to fluctuate and then goes to another region. And you can see during the fifth hour on Monday, it opened in another another band. So that means it indicates that it has a very good momentum to increase the stock price. So it's increasing the bullish bull market trend. So you can see during the next hour, it has some kind of a fluctuation and below these trend lines, but is still captured by this kind of another lower level of defense of the minimum value. So it fluctuates in this kind of a region, and then next hour at 4 p.m. on Monday, it opened another at a higher region band, and the closing price goes to another band, a higher price region. So that means it's an good indication that the stock price have a good increasing trend. So you see on the Tuesday, September 21st, it opened high, and then continuously also have a very good indication of the increasing trend. And it fluctuated in this higher region band, and even have a good momentum to exceed this maximum value trend line. And then when it goes to reach this region, there's another level of defense of the maximum value prediction, and at that time it didn't reach this maximum value, but it started to decrease. But you see this on the next hours, on this each vertical bar is a kind of a 1 hour real-time data. So on this next several hours, it continues to have a fluctuation, and also in the relatively high price region. And you can see after a few hours tries, and it finally reaches the maximum value of the trend predicted by the trend line. This maximum value predicted by the trend line. And if you have the Tesla stock at that time, the most interesting things you are interested in is when you think or when you find the best time to sell the stock. So this is a kind of a good time to sell the stock at this kind of maximum value. So if I'm doing the day trade or even hourly trade or real-time trade, so if I want to take a profit for the short term, then definitely I need to sell the stock at this kind of a maximum value. And then if I know I can capture the increasing trend of the stock price, and then I can continue to buy the stock price at this kind of a relatively low price region, and then continues to make a profit during each hour, you see. But if I wanted to keep the Tesla stock for a while, wanted to take a little bit more time to let it grow, let it increase, and then maybe I can take more profit. For example, from this weekly chart, if I already know this is the maximum value prediction and this is the minimum value prediction, and it fluctuated in this region, I know it will finally reach to this maximum value, then I can hold the stock, and then I can wait, and then when it reaches this maximum value, and then I can sell the Tesla stock. So basically that's another story about the different trading strategy. So you can continuously see during the September 23rd, it's still open high and have the higher increasing trend, and it continues to increase. But you can see when on September 24th, there's another kind of a wave when it drops, when it opened low at a very low price, and a lot of people probably will be panic. They will concerned about the stock price, if there's another kind of a crash or sudden decrease of the stock price, or if it will continue to decrease the price. But you can see, if you know this kind of trend, and also know this kind of trend lines predicted by this kind of Uping stock trend prediction model, and even another level of defense of the minimum value prediction, then if you know this kind of information, and then you will probably think this is actually a good time to buy the stock, not selling the stock. And also, if you already have the stock, then you will not be too nervous, and then you will continue to keep the stock price instead of selling it. And then you can see, after it reaches to this kind of a minimum value, the next day, not the next day, actually that's the same day, during the next hour actually. And this is because this is September 24th, the first hour. During the next day, it opened, and it opened on the next price region band, and that's a very good indication that it has a good momentum to increase the stock price. So it's the stock price fluctuating in this region, and even trying to reach another level of maximum value, and it continues to have a good momentum to increase the stock price. And even on Friday, and the closing price is even above this kind of a maximum value. So that's a lot of a good story about the detailed capturing and monitoring of the stock price, even in hourly basis. And then you can see all these kind of trends are captured and predicted, and also calculated by this kind of Uping stock price trend line very well. So as I already mentioned previously, this kind of trend lines are already printed out and generated even after the first or second data points was obtained or received. So if you are interested in this kind of that, you can subscribe the Uping stock trend prediction and analysis channel using the subscribe icon on the bottom right corner, or you can watch more videos. So there's my videos have a lot of valuable information about the stock price prediction and market analysis. Thank you for watching the video.